Hello students, myself Seetu Jaiswal, assistant teacher from Government Inter College, Chamrauli, Unnao. I welcome you in this class of English. Today we are going to read an important topic from your syllabus, which is comprehension. Let's begin today's class. Students, on the completion of this class, you will be able to actively think about what is happening in a text while reading it. You will be able to read with a question in mind, which requires students to skim and scan during reading. You will be able to solve questions based on the passage. You can solve vocabulary questions on the passage, and you will be able to solve grammar related questions. Now students, we will know what is comprehension. Comprehension is made of the verb comprehend, which means to understand. Thus, comprehension is the ability to understand something. Comprehension is the understanding and interpretation of written text. A comprehension usually consists of a passage and a set of questions based on the given passage. A comprehension allows one to express what one grasps in a simple and clear manner. Students, comprehension is very important and can be used to develop one's reading and writing skills, to expand one's vocabulary, to help one grasp information. Thus, the study of the art of comprehension enables to comprehend the main idea contained in the passage to answer the questions that follow the concerned passage. Students, sometimes we take reading and comprehension as same. But there is difference between reading and comprehension. Let's see what. Reading involves translating text into sounds or spoken words. Comprehension involves deriving meaning from those words. Thus, the purpose of reading is comprehension, which means getting meaning from written text. Students, sometimes we face difficulties while solving the comprehension exercise. This is confusion about the meaning of words and sentences, inability to connect ideas in a passage, difficulty in distinguishing significant information from minor details, lack of concentration during reading. Students, we know that comprehension consists a passage or a poem, which is followed by a set of questions based on the passage or the poem. In order to fully understand the passage and answer the questions accurately, it is necessary to follow certain guidelines. Let's see what. Read the passage carefully. Read the passage second time and identify the essential points. Study the set of questions thoroughly. Next, refer to each question and locate the answers in the passage. Usually, the questions appear in chronological order, which means the answers of first few questions appear in the beginning of the paragraph, in the beginning of the passage, while the answers of subsequent questions will appear in the latter part of the passage. The answers should be written in proper order for each of the questions. Answer the questions in your own words using keywords from the passage or the questions if necessary. The answer should be written in the same tense in which the question has been asked, irrespective of the tense in the passage. If the passage has to be given a title, select a title based on the main event, main idea or main character. Avoid spelling mistakes, grammar and punctuation errors. Always cross-check the answers with the questions and the passage itself. Now students, here is a comprehension exercise for the practice. Let's read it. Secularism is the very soul of Indian society and the democracy. India has a tradition of coexistence, tolerance, cooperation and mutual respect between all its social and religious groups. Islam came to India with Muslim conquerors. A large number of natives turned Muslims over the period and presently they make the second largest community of our nation. The contribution of Islam to Indian culture and civilization has been spectacular. It added variety, color and richness to native heritage. Islam enriched India with architectural wonders, the most precious being Taj Mahal, the symbol of aesthetic India. Christianity had preceded Islam to India. St. Thomas, the 12 disciples of Christ, arrived in India to preach his message when St. Peter was in Rome. Parsis came to India in 8th century to escape from religious persecution in Iran. They brought Zoroastrianism. Jews sailed to India 2000 years ago to settle down in Mumbai, Pune, Kochi and Delhi. Hinduism itself was a religious conglomeration of thousands of sects having distinct beliefs, rituals, customs and practices. 3 nearly different religions branched out of it, namely Buddhism, Jainism and Sikhism, having separate places of worship and holy books. In all, India remained a shining example of unity in diversity, nowhere else found in the world. Honoring this eternal spirit of India, our constitution makers declared our nation to be a secular state without any discrimination. Although the people of our country are deeply religious, yet they don't harbor any ill will or intolerance against other faiths. Even during the freedom struggle, the leaders who led it made secularism a basic policy to rally all the people against the British. To divide the Indians, the colonial rulers tried to destroy file spirit of secularism by aiding and abetting communal forces. Some of our people forgot that sacred tradition and played in the hands of British. Our country paid a terrible price for that lapse. India got divided into 2 nations and we lost father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi, to the bullets of a degenerated fanatic who had no use for our secular legacy. It should teach us a lesson that only secular spirit will keep India going. Students, this is the passage for comprehension. Now we have read it. Now we will identify the main points in the passage. Secularism is the very soul of Indian society. Tradition of coexistence, tolerance, cooperation and mutual respect. The most precious being Taj Mahal. Islam, Christianity, Parsis, Zoroastrianism, these are the religions which came India from abroad. Buddhism, Jainism and Sikhism. India remained a shining example of unity in diversity. The colonial rulers tried to destroy vile spirit of secularism by aiding and abetting communal forces. Our country paid a terrible price for that lapse. We lost father of the nation Mahatma Gandhi. Secular spirit will keep India going. Students, these are the main points we have identified in this passage. Now, let's look at the questions based on the passage. What has been the tradition of India? Which religions came to India from abroad? What is the most precious gift of Islam to our country? What has India been the shining example of? What price India paid for its lapse in secularism? Number 6 question is, find words from the passage that are close in meaning to the words or phrases listed below. These words are acceptance, very impressive, oppression, to keep feelings secret in your mind for a long time. Students, the answers to these questions can be found in the different parts of the passage. These questions can be found by identifying keywords in the questions. Let's see the keywords in the questions. Tradition, religions, the most precious gift of Islam, the shining example, lapse in secularism. Yes, students, the answers of these first 5 questions can be found by using these keywords in the passage. And the question number 6, test our vocabulary. We will locate the word in the passage according to the meaning or definition in the questions. Let's see how each question is answered. The first answer is, tradition of India has been secular, based on coexistence, tolerance, mutual respect and cooperation between all sections of the society and communities. Christianity, Islam, Zoroastrianism and Jewish faiths came to India from the foreign lands. Taj Mahal is the most dazzling gift of Islam to our country besides other architectural marvels. India has been the most shining example of unity in diversity in the whole world. The answer number 5 will be, as a result of the lapse in secularism, our country was partitioned in 2 countries. We lost the father of the nation to the bullets of a communal-minded youth. Answer number 6, which tests our vocabulary, is acceptance. The word we locate in the passage is tolerance. Next word, which is same in meaning as very impressive, the word we locate in the passage is spectacular. Oppression, which maps to persecution. To keep feelings secret in your mind for a long time. The word we locate in the passage according to the meaning given in the question is harbor. Yes, students. Now, this is the comprehension exercise. We have solved it and we know the procedure how can we solve this exercise. For this, first we will read the passage attentively and after that we will identify the main points and after that we will see the key words in the question. We will find out the answers of the questions by locating keywords in the questions, and the question which is based on vocabulary can be found by locating word in the passage according to the meaning or definition given in the question. Students, comprehension requires good reading and writing skills. It requires having good vocabulary. Yes, students, if you have good vocabulary, you will be able to grasp the meaning, the main idea contained in the passage. Tips to improve one's comprehension skills. Yes, students, by following these tips, you can improve your comprehension skills. Read widely by reading a range of books, newspapers, magazines, etc. Upgrade your vocabulary. Yes, students, I have told you that if you are lacking in vocabulary, you may fail to grasp the main idea, the meaning of the passage. So, it is necessary for you to expand or upgrade your vocabulary. Practice more and more to solve the comprehension exercises. It will help you to be expert in comprehension exercise. Evolve a deeper understanding of any text that is read. Now students, here is homework for you. This is a comprehension exercise. This is the passage on which we will read this passage and answer the questions that follow this passage. The Amazon is the world's largest tropical rainforest. It is roughly the size of the continent of Australia and covers an area of nearly 2.8 million square miles. The Amazon rainforest gets its life from the majestic Amazon River, which runs through the heart of the region. Amazon is also the second largest river in the world. The rainforest is simply the drainage basin for the river and its tributaries. The vast forest consists of 4 layers, each featuring its own ecosystems and specially adapted plants and animals. The forest floor is the lowest region. Since only 2% of the sunlight can filter through the top layers to the understory, very few plants grow there. The forest floor, however, is rich with rotting vegetation and bodies of dead animals, which quickly break down and get integrated into the soil as nutrients. Tree roots stay close to these available nutrients, and decomposers such as millipedes and earthworms use these nutrients for food. The understory is the layer above the forest floor. Much like the forest floor, only about 2 to 5% of the sunlight reaches this shadowy realm. Many of the plants in the understory have large, broad leaves to collect as much sunlight as possible. The understory is so thick that there is very little air movement. As a result, plants rely on insects and animals to pollinate their flowers. Students, these are the questions based on the passage. Let's look at these questions. Which is the world's second largest river? How important is the Amazon River for Amazon rainforest? Why do very few plants grow in the understory of the rainforest? Why is there very little air movement in the understory? Find words from the passage that are close in meaning to the words or phrases listed below. Impressive and a small river. The student, this is the exercise for you to do at home. Remember, practice more and more for comprehension exercises will keep you skillful in comprehension. So, I hope all of you have understood the meaning of comprehension and how can you solve the comprehension exercise. Thank you.